We got Varon Webb with loads of experience. 9 wins, 3 losses. He's another guy with a military guy, always tough, always ready to fight. This is going to be a good fight. Kenneth Crowder's a wrestler. He's got a distinct height disadvantage, being 5'3". He's probably going to want to go in for a takedown, but Varon Webb's he's a wrestler himself. He's going to have a good takedown defense. I think Varon Webb's going to do what he needs to do to keep the fight standing and win the fight there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with both of them being wrestlers, Crowder having the height disadvantage, you know, you would think he'd want to use his wrestling to control where the fight happens, get in tight. The problem is, with Webb being a wrestler also, he's going to have a hard time being able to close that distance and keep it tight. Varon's probably going to use a lot of counter wrestling to keep the distance, use his reach, but you never know. I mean, he could come in there and try to take it down right away as well and try to surprise Crowder. So there's a couple ways this fight could go.
It could. Varon Webb, this is for the 135-pound title. Kenneth Crowder, our champion. Varon Webb, they just announced as a champion of Bull City Brawl, so he knows what it's like to have a title, and I'm sure he wants the Fight Lab title bad.
Yeah, and Varon Webb's, you know, he's been improving. He's got a lot of fights. Every fight he seems to get better. So, you know, we'll see what happens here.
You got Donnie Jessup giving the last-minute instructions to the fighters. Kenneth Crowder wearing the plain black shorts. And Varon Webb wearing almost plain black shorts, just a little red writing. We got Varon Webb is from White Lion Kung Fu. It looks like he's trying to use a little Kung Fu here.
They look like they're using some straight up high school college wrestling there with some of those stances. Trying to get that low single. It looks like both of them really kind of want that takedown, but again, I give Kenneth Crowder a little bit of an advantage here just because the gym he trains at, as well as the fact his low center of gravity, and he's just a denser, more muscular guy.
Varon Webb just took a low blow from Crowder and shook it off. You see him cringe a little bit on that low blow. The ref didn't see it.
I think, you know, Varon might try to change his strategy here now that he's locked up with him and might try to use a little more striking.
Well, Varon Webb's using this very unorthodox Kung Fu. It's really hard to deal with. You don't get to see that too often, and you don't have much to train with.
And he gets the takedown there, but Kenneth Crowder's right back up to his knees.
Absolutely. Kenneth Crowder's going to pop up every time. Looks very explosive. Varon Webb trying to get double unders. They're in under-over right now. He's using this reach advantage to be able to sneak those knees in there.
Yeah, but again, like I was saying, Kenneth Crowder being so low to the ground, he's able to drive Varon Webb up against the cage. He's got just more of a drive behind him.
He goes in for a shot. Sprawled out nice by Webb. They're back on their feet in their under-over position. This looks like a wrestling match with knees.
It really does. I'm really surprised Varon Webb's not trying to use more of a striking. Nice little leg kick there. But, you know, from inside the clinch, actually going for a low leg kick.
He's going for a low leg kick from inside the clinch. He's going for knees to the body, knees to the legs from his clinch.
It looks like Varon's starting to open up his striking a little bit more. He's doing it from the clinch, but he's still starting to throw a little bit more, which I think is going to work to his advantage. I think he'd be better off keeping a little bit of distance and kind of using that reach.
They both go in. It looks like they clashed heads. They got Crowder with the front headlock. This corner's telling him to bring him over to the cage. We got Webb holding Crowder up against the cage right now.
Right in front of us.
Webb working those knees on the inside leg of Crowder. Those are going to take their toll after a while.
Ron's working that single. Oh, but Kenneth Crowder locks in the guillotine. It looks tight. It's very tight.
Arm in.
Ron Webb taps. That's it. That's it.
You got Kenneth Crowder with his 6th win. First round guillotine against the very tough Ron Webb.
The wrestler showing that he's got the submission skills. Awesome fight.
There we go. Ken Crowder doing his hot yoga pose.